Over the weekend, Jon Jones announced that he has re-entered the UFC's testing pool after Donald Trump announced that he will be hosting a UFC event at the White House. Jon said fighting at the White House with an eyes emoji. He followed up saying just re-entered the testing pool. That lasted for about 2 weeks. Figured we'd keep everyone's options open. Jon left a comment yesterday on this photo made by AC Graphics, which shows Jon on the top of the cage celebrating and Tom Aspinall on the ground unconscious. Jon wrote, "I like this." He also reposted the photo to his Instagram story. Belal Muhammad sent a message to Ian Garry yesterday. He posted this video to his Instagram. In the caption, he wrote, "See you in November, dork."
Ian Garry out here trying to do Conor cosplay with Dollar Tree trash talk. Bro, your lines hit softer than your jab. You sound like a teenager who just discovered McGregor highlight reels. You want to outbox me? Try out talking me. First, without embarrassing yourself. Until then, go back to rehearsing in the mirror. Maybe one day your trash talk will be as sharp as your barber's fade.
Ian Garry responded to Belal. Ian posted this video. He wrote, "Belal is playing a political game. I have no time for these games. I've said yes to both him and Brady. Whoever wants it can come get it. Who would you rather see me face?"
Belal Muhammad is continuing to call out Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman has said himself that he's not fighting anytime soon. So why does he keep calling him out? Because he's avoiding me. He's now started to mention Sean Brady's name again, a man who he's already knocked out. Imagine calling out someone you've already knocked out. Here's the truth. Had Belal beat JDM, he would be fighting me in his hometown of Chicago. So do the right thing. Don't let your hometown down and accept the fight in Chicago. I'll see you soon.
Dustin Poirier posted footage of him preparing to face Max Holloway. The two are set to fight at UFC 318 later this month. Renato Moicano is open to the idea of fighting Michael Chandler next, and whoever loses retires.
Talking about fight, who you want to fight next?
Man, I'll be completely honest with you. The oldest guy on the division, brother.
Who's the oldest guy?
Not Dariush?
Michael Chandler,
Michael
bro.
Chandler, my brother. I think that fight makes a lot of sense.
There's not a better time for that fight right now.
No, that is not a better time.
Yeah.
That is not a better time for the fight. I have been talking for Chandler for so long.
Yeah.
And if I lose to him, brother, I will have to myself. That's the. I think that's a.
How about this, bro? Renato Moicano versus Michael Chandler. Loser retires.
100%. Sign the contract, my brother.
Joshua Van responds to the narrative that he's just 23 years old and not ready for a title shot against Alessandro Pantoja. In an interview with MMAfighting.com, he said, "You know how the fans are like Joshua Van is not ready. I see all the comments and like that. We win the fight, now people are saying I'm not ready for the title fight and this and that. What are they going to say when we win the belt? We're just trying to stay in our lane and grind, like we did every day. He's beating all the guys, but styles make fights. Like I said, everybody that Brandon Royval fought, he beat, except for the champion, and I beat him. It's just an opinion. At the end of the day, I could be the greatest thing that ever happened in this world, but people will still find a way to put me down. I don't pay mind to that shit. I'm always confident. I just don't like hugging another man in a fight. That's the reason why y'all don't see my ground game. But when it comes to a couple of fights where I got hurt, I take people down. I've got it in my back pocket. When it's time to use it, I use it. Who do you see in the UFC that can hold me down? All my previous fights, they took me down, but what happened? It's just an opinion at the end of the day. I know they're going to ask me the same question over and over and over again. Like, what do you think? Can you defend his takedowns? Yeah, if I didn't think I could defend it, do you think I'd be willing to fight him? Things like that. Of course, me and my team, we believe in ourselves. We believe in our work, and I believe my coaches will find a way for me to beat the champ. Shout out to both him and Kai, but I feel like Kai showed too much respect. I don't know if he was hurt going into that fight or something, but I don't think Kai fought the way that he fought before. Who knows? Not everybody is 100% on fight day. I don't know what happened to him, but I don't think he fought his fight, and he just made it easy for Pantoja. They'll always find a way to say you're not ready. Just imagine, how the f am I in the UFC fighting and not knowing no ground? Can you even imagine that shit? Like, I've got to know a little bit. I think I'll be ready come fight day. Daniel Cormier explains why he thinks Ilia Topuria deserves to be pound for pound #1 right now.
I was talking to Arman Sarukian yesterday, and he said to me it was expected that Ilia would beat Charles Oliveira. So that has no bearing on the entire thing. The fact that he won a fight that many say he was supposed to, I get it. But I must say this, I agree. I think pound for pound is, does your fighting style translate weight classes? We saw by knocking out Volkanovski, by knocking out Holloway, his fighting style is effective at 145. Before he started as a bantamweight, it was effective there because he's undefeated. Now he's the lightweight champion. I agree. I think that at this point, he is #1 pound for pound because he has shown that his fighting style, regardless of the weight class, is effective. But not only effective, Dino, he is knocking dudes out. So the power has followed him up to lightweight as it was at 145.
Justin Gaethje made an appearance on Austin Keane's YouTube channel. He said Ilia Topuria is cocky and he'd love to knock him out.
You got winning that fight between Topuria and Oliveira, and who would you rather fight for the belt?
I don't care who wins. I just want to fight the winner. Topuria's, the big name right now, cocky. I would love to knock him out, but Oliveira beat me, so I want to fight him again. So I don't give a who wins. I hope one of them is put to sleep, and I get to fight the winner in November in Madison Square Garden.
Dan Henderson claims that he kicked Sean Strickland out of his gym, and Sean has responded. Here's what Dan had to say on the Overdogs podcast.
You maybe had to tell him he couldn't come back to the gym. I'm talking about Sean Strickland. What happened with him training with you?
He got in a little, argument matches all the time with, some of the guys that thought he was going too hard. And then he would go online and talk about him, and he did it a little bit too much, just more socially. I didn't care what happened in the room. When you send it out to, everybody to hear all that I'm like, it's just disrespectful for your training partners, guys that are in there training with you to help you out as well. He just did it too many times. I warned him a bunch and then finally just said, hey, dude, you got to go. But he was a good training partner, and I enjoyed having him in there and liked having a guy that, is in there that goes hard.
Sean left a comment in response. He said, none of this is true. I was Dan's main training partner for his last fight. He retired. The fight team fell off, and when it was time to renew my membership, I left. But he is correct. I would make fun of the fight team constantly. They would do yoga and skip sparring.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos.
Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from CWX8. It says, Jon Jones re-enters testing pool for the White House fight, only to find out he's fighting Aspinall. The second one's from Mental Glitch 9603. It says McGregor's talking about sniper accuracy, a weird choice of words when talking about showing up to the White House. And the final one says just because it's the White House doesn't mean they have cocaine. Chill, Connor and John.
Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.